Well, I thought I would talk to you today about soybeans. Recently, they were harvested, and I saw the farmers harvesting them, and so I found where they take them, the granary, and I arranged with the owner of the granary that I would bring pails and they would fill them with soybeans. So in the end, I brought 20 pails and they filled them, which was so awesome because now for $20 a bushel, you know how big a bushel is, 36 quarts? Anyway, so I have all these soybeans. So I've been starting to use them. I'm going to tell you a few ways that I use them. I put them in my Instant Pot and I pressure cook them for 20 minutes. And then I eat them plain. I love them. I just love them. But you can also pressure cook them with other things, onions and celery and carrots. You can do whatever with them. And you can add spices, because on their own they have a taste, but it's very mild. And so they will take on the taste of whatever you put with them. Now, if you cook it in, the taste will be in whatever you're making. Okay, so another way to use soybeans, well, you can put them in plain and cook them, or you can put them in with stuff. But you can also make soy milk. Now, soy milk, you make it by soaking the beans and then rubbing them between your hands to make all the skins come up to the top. It can take a long time to do that. And then you blend them up with times as much water, half a cup at a time. A half a cup to 3 cups of water, so that's 6 times the amount. And then you put it on the stove, and on medium heat you bring it to a boil, and you boil it, I would say 20 minutes. I used to think it was 40 minutes, but ChatGPT said 10 minutes, and so I did it for 15, because I know you have to cook the soybeans or else it's not digestible. And the taste changes. When it's cooked, it has a different taste than when it's raw. So you can tell. So I did that today. I made a pot of soy milk and I filled my water bottle with it. See, it's white, yellowy white. And I also made I made a smoothie with it. Is my drink for the day. So there is in here soy milk, cherries, frozen cherries, and frozen mangoes, and a banana. It's really good. It's wonderful. But you can put anything in there. You can put dehydrated vegetables in what I've already made. You could add other things as well. Or you could make it a savory. Now, when you make soy milk, you have to strain the blended up pulp. You strain it through cheesecloth, and that is called okara, O-K-A-R-A, like okra with an A in the middle. That you can freeze, because you're going to have a lot of it at once. You can freeze it and add it to stir fries. You cook it until it's crumbly. And then you add the rest of the stir fry, or add it to the stir fry, or to anything. Or another thing you can do with soybeans is make tempeh. So you have to do the same process of soaking them overnight, rubbing them between your hands, taking off most of the shells. What do they call it? They're called shells. And then tempeh, you add a starter to it. And the starter will make the soybeans they get a white mold on them, and they stick together. In Vietnam, you could buy tempeh. It's everywhere. Not in Vietnam, in Bali. You'd go to the market and they have these packages. They were green tempeh. It was so good. We would eat it at the all you can eat. Well, it's not all you can eat, but it was a cafeteria kind of a thing. You had so many vegetables to choose from, and they were all Indonesian cooking, which is what my mother-in-law always does. She was born and raised in Indonesia, but she was Dutch. Anyway, and then my tempeh I tried the other day, and it didn't work out. It ended up going actual moldy. And I'm not sure how I ended up with it like that. If I didn't stir the soybeans with the starter thoroughly enough, because I kept leaving it because there were patches of white and then there were patches that didn't have anything on them. And so I left it for quite a while. Okay, so there's another thing you can do with soybeans and soy milk is, well, you can make ice cream from soy milk. You would use it like you would milk. You can refrigerate it for 3 or 4 days after you make it, or you can freeze it, which is what I do with everything. I freeze everything and then use it when I'm ready. So I never had a fridge that was very big because I just put everything in the freezer. That worked well for me. Another thing you can do is make tofu. Did I say that? Make tofu. Now, I've never made tofu, so I don't have a clue how to do it. But I guess maybe I can get some tofu starter and see if I can do that. When you make tofu, you end up with the milk, the soy milk separating to be solid and clear liquid, or almost clear yellow liquid. Anyway, that's to make tofu. So tofu, tempeh, what else? Soy milk, soybeans. Oh, and with soybeans you can make soy burgers. Soy burgers are very good. I'm going to try doing that. If you're a vegetarian, soybeans are very good, or vegan, or whatever it is. If you have no protein at all, no meat of any kind, you live totally on fruit and vegetables and grains, then you need to add nutritional yeast. It's a good substitute for cheese too. Okay, so I will do these things and I will bring you along, and I will make videos as I make these recipes. I've been reading comments from 11 years ago, and there's people there that have said things about how filthy my kitchen was. I had a hard time staying ahead of 5 children, or even 3 children, or 4 children. My daughter Scarlett moved out when she was 16, so I had a lot of children and all those dishes, and I did a lot of baking, so I was always up to my ears in dishes. And if you spend all of your time cleaning, well, that's fine, then you don't have any dishes, but then you don't spend time with your children. Of course, you know, there wasn't a lot of spending time with children when you had a lot of them. They spent time with each other a lot. There was some one-on-one, but not a whole bunch. I don't know. I say that, but I really don't know. And of course, I was creative, so I was very busy creating, and I also have ADHD, so I was not interested in things like housework. I couldn't see the mess until I couldn't find any clean dishes, and I was like, oh. And you know what? Doing the dishes would take me an hour because I had so many dishes. But now it doesn't take very long. So if I do the dishes every morning, it only takes me a few minutes. Of course, I used to do the dishes every morning then too. I would walk the kids down to the bus, and then I would come back and I would do the dishes. Anyway, so that's what is in our future. We're going to be making videos. I'm going to be making videos about doing soybeans. Okay then. So you can do this at home. Results may differ. And I will say goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, come on.